It's almost over. Not just the dog days of summer, but our whole ball of wax special promotion at Launchpreneur Academy. Now at 11:59 p.m. Wednesday, August 31st, it vanishes into the ether. Here's the deal. When you buy the whole ball of wax, all the courses, forms, marketing materials that Brian offers, you receive a free ticket to Launchpreneur Academy Live, November 12th in Novi, Michigan. That right there is a $197 value, plus you get instant access to all the future resources which are coming this fall and the additions in the years ahead. January 1st, the price goes up. So grab this bundle now before it vanishes. A special link is provided in the podcast description. Now, on with the show.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging out with you guys. And today we've got a great interview lined up with none other than Aaron Strunk. We're going to be hanging out with him, talking a little bit about Equip Expo, his business growth, buying a new truck, building a pole barn in Barndominium, which is pretty cool. Really cool update to hear from Aaron. We actually just kind of rolled right into this podcast interview, so I'll just put a little bumper on here for you guys. Quick, timely message. You know, this upcoming week and a half or so, the Equip Expo early registration ends. So not to go through a whole pitch, you guys have been hearing all the ads and all the different commercials and everybody promoting their codes. But long story short, if you haven't got it, just to give you a quick heads up, just to help you out, you got about a week left to be able to capitalize on getting that early bird registration. After that, it goes to $40 retail, and the 50% off codes will still work and through October. But again, there's no reason to pay $20 or $40 because eventually it does double to $80, right? The last week or two of the show. And so any which way, just here to remind you guys, if you've been kind of procrastinating on it, sleeping on it a little bit, maybe actually take the 5 seconds. Everybody always says, take 5 seconds and pause your phone. This might actually be your cue to take 5 seconds and pause it. Click the link in the description box on the podcast app that you're using and go register really quick on their website. The promo code Brian will save you guys 50%. Super appreciate the love. Super appreciate the support. So many of you guys have been registering over the last couple of days and kind of locking that in. So that's it. That's what I got. Just really quick announcement, and let's roll right on into it here with Aaron Strunk.
I'm ready for the downhill spiral through to October and fall. You know what I mean? So
I completely get that. I've actually had a somewhat normal week for mowing, so it's actually kind of nice to roll into Friday and not be behind. So
yeah, right. We got done yesterday. Same thing. Finally finished up in 4 days. I think it's the first time we finished our 4-day mow route in 4 days, like in probably 8 weeks. So it's
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a wild run, man. But all good, you know. We're just ready for fall and start making that white gold over here, man. Do you guys plow snow or no?
No, we get it. I do more residential with snow blowers is what I do.
Sure.
We just don't get enough. Sometimes we get snow, sometimes we don't. The last couple of years we've gotten like one snow event, and it's maybe 3 to 4 inches. But a lot of times there's ice underneath and stuff. So
yeah.
we don't get the greatest snow. Every once in a while we do, but it's not always the greatest.
Right. Okay. Where are you located again? I know, but I can't remember. It's too early in the morning.
Oh, you're fine. It's Johnson City, Illinois.
Johnson City, Illinois. That's right. Okay. Cool deal. And then Now, did you guys drive together in the trades, or did you guys fly?
No, we drove. We're about 2 hours, 45 minutes, 3 hours from Nashville.
That's right. I was going to say, I remember you guys saying that you drove. So, yeah, that's cool, man. I figured you were somewhere in the Midwest over there. I just couldn't pinpoint where. I was like, it's Indiana or Illinois, but
you talk to a lot of people, so.
Well, I mean, that, and then I haven't had my energy drink this morning. I've worked out. I was about to make a plate of eggs, and I'm like, dude, I just don't have time, so I'm going to do this, and then go maybe pick out a protein bar, and then, like you said, man, it's never a dull moment after that. There's a bunch of conference calls and phone calls and emails, and I'm burning up the phone trying to get snow locked down. We do a decent amount of snow. I'm trying to do about 150 this year in snow, so it's
nice.
Yeah, nice. I'm locking it all down,
that's
man.
Awesome.
Yeah, if I get everything that's bidded out, and then that doesn't count all the people that call after it snows, all the people that never lined it all up, and hopefully we get some more growth from there. It's like your people that call in May and they're like, hey, my grass started growing out of nowhere. And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, but you could have signed up in March or April, but no, we got you. But
exactly. I've been getting calls for lawn care now in August.
Sure. We just
now some of them are one times and stuff. You can just tell, but
yeah,
I've been getting calls for mowing in August. It's crazy.
Are they one time cuts or for the rest of the season?
There's a mixture. There's some that are a mixture. Some are like, I just needed it for a few weeks, or
back to school.
One was like, things like that. And then there's some, but I'm not able to take anything on right now. So the only ones that I know they're like one times are the ones that mention it. So I'm assuming the ones that aren't are looking for regular service.
Mm-hmm.
So
mm-hmm.
I'm just so busy. I'm mowing 62, 63 a week by myself.
Yeah, solo. Dang, that's wild. Yeah. That's a lot, man.
It's a lot. There's 15 on the schedule for today. Now, granted, I can knock them out. They're all smaller yards and close proximity.
Sure.
And I'll knock them out in about 7.5 hours, 8 hours if I don't lag behind. So,
right.
I have plans that be going we're going to Demolition Derby tonight with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a hard stop around 5:30 ish. So
I dig it.
I will be done before then, but I'll be able to knock them out today. So
yeah, we try to make sure that we're done by 4:30, 5 o'clock. I mean, it never works out that way. There's always a day we get done at 3 and another day you get done at 6. But one camp is we want to get work done. The other camp is it's a marathon, not a sprint, I always say. And getting done at 4:30, 5 o'clock is just a great way to keep pace, because you do those 7 to 7 days for more than 6 weeks, and it just takes a toll on you, So
it is. I need the help, and that's my goal next year is to get help, because I'm killing myself mowing 60 to 65 properties a week.
Mm-hmm.
It'll wear out a solo guy.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, and I always tell people too, like, even if you hire a guy, okay, even if now that guy should be making you money, that's how it works. Like you're billing him out at $60 an hour or more, and you're paying him 15, 18, $20 an hour. Sure. But outside of that, even if you invested $1,500 a month to just save your legs and save your back, like, what would that be worth to you?
That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
I normally have summer help, but school's back in session. So now they're gone for the summer.
Okay.
But I don't base my schedule around them.
Right.
So
smart.
Cause he only works a couple days. He only wants to work a couple days a week, and that's fine.
That's all you need.
It's like, I can't, I know, and I only have him from like end of May to, the beginning of August.
Yep.
You can't base your work schedule. You can't add more work with him.
Yep.
So, because I've been doing this, I guess, 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not had a single person besides, I get phone calls for help, but like not have a buddy be like, hey, you need any help this year or anything? So it's like, I don't base when I have the summer help, I don't base my mowing schedule around them. I just, hey, you can help me out, make my couple days a week that you work with me a little easier for a few months. So
yeah, that was my business for, man, I'm telling you, 11, 12 years until I hired my first, I would say real full-time guy.
Right.
Because I would just use the college kids. Same thing, exactly same story. Yeah. I always had baseball kids, and baseball season always seemed to go a little bit longer in the spring. And I don't know if that's like spring training or what, but most of my guys weren't available till the first week of June sometimes. And and then they'd always go back to school a week or two early because of sports. And so there's some kids I had for 3.5 months, and then other kids I'd have for 2.5 months. And don't get it fooled. In the Midwest, as you know, the grass still grows pretty well in August and September. It does. We get some jungles out there. Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. Well, we're already just gonna rock and roll with it, man. We're talking equip today. We're talking business updates. I don't think I got to catch up with you other than at trades. So it's been when did we podcast last? I was just gonna say.
It was, if I remember correctly, it was somewhere in the May, June-ish of last year. So
your update.
It's a big update, yeah. A little bit over a year. I got a new truck, new mower. So it's a decent sized update for sure.
Well, we're gonna jump right into it, man. So let's do this. Let's talk about trucks. We got 65 solo lawns a week. That's impressive. I mean, we do about 85, 90 properties, and they're from postage stamps to a massive car dealership that I do. I mean, and then a seven acre HOA. I mean, we've got all kinds of varying size properties. But it's a lot. Somebody's like, how much turf do you mow? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I would have to spend all day measuring everything out. I don't know, 40 million square feet. Well, I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? Now if you're in fertilizer, you better not have that approach. Okay. That's
exactly. You need to know exactly there.
Yeah. We know our time. We got our numbers dialed pretty good. I mean, I'm still working on that stuff, but, yeah, if you're fertilizing though, you better know what you're putting down. But,
I had a huge request from a commercial property for a, herbicide spray.
Okay.
It was totaled out. I got the estimate was, or the request for the estimate was given this week. It was 33 acres of herbicide total covered. I'm like,
crop
it's in a county I don't even cover. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Like I'd have to have like a side by side with a tank in the back.
Yeah.
Like in my brain, I'm like, how in the world would I charge for that? Like I don't even know how much the jugs of what weed killer I do use. I don't use it a lot, but I opt for here and there.
Sure.
And it's like, and I told him for one, I was like, I don't have the license to spray herbicide.
Right.
I spray it for certain clients, but like I don't actually have it. I was like, there's no way I can offer. I can't be spraying 33 acres worth of herbicide and not spray it without license. So like that's not happening. And for one, I don't have time. You're talking. That's like, I would think that would take probably 2 days to spray.
Well, you would see that from the space station. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
That thing would glow like a light bug at night or whatever.
Yeah, they were wanting like parking lots. There was like some road edges, ditches. I'm like, Lord have mercy. They're like, do you know anyone that offers that? I'm like, no. I was like, I'm in the lawn care. I was like, and I barely know some of the lawn care guys because no one has logos on anything.
Sure.
So it's like, I mean, I don't have my truck logo, my new one, which I want to get it logoed. I have a design for it, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of I'm the guy running with no logo, but it's like, normally I do, before I got the new trailer and stuff, I had a logo on the back of the trailer and all that stuff. Right now I'm running logoless.
Oh, you're the bandit. So, you're like chucking a truck, but like the underground version of
exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's because my truck design, I'm going to have a wrap on it. It's going to be like about a 3.5 to 3/4 wrap.
Okay.
And the guy that I have designed it, he's a very busy but wealthy guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he does all my work for free.
Oh.
He's the hugest blessing in my life. Everything I have, everything designed logo-wise, he's done it for free.
Wow.
So
what's his name? I mean, asking for a friend. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, he lives in Ohio. I've never met this dude in person. Never met this dude in person.
I say don't blast.
No, I won't tell him.
Because
But no, like he lives in another state. I think he lives like 8 hours from me or so. I met him on video gaming.
Okay.
He's been a blessing. That's the crazy part. We met. We're huge. We're same football fans, and but he's phenomenal at what he does. He runs several businesses. I think he just started an insurance business, so he's been extremely busy lately.
Sure.
So I haven't been pushing him. I always tell him. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, trust me. You don't charge me a dime. I know what this stuff costs roughly.
Sure.
I'm not going to push you. I'm not going to push you to be like, hey, get my stuff done now. It's like, I can wait. I'm a patient guy.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that because we all know somebody who's like a friend that like mechanic work, working on your truck or your trailer, right?
Yeah.
We've all got that buddy. He's like, no, dude, just bring it over on Saturday with some pizza and beer. And we know that guy. We love that guy. We appreciate that guy. Maybe you guys listening in are that guy. I always appreciate that guy. But as you guys all know, it's like you're on his schedule and it could take 2 weeks, 2 months, right, to like get that done. Because it is one of those, like, you get what you pay for. Like, it's, you take it to a shop, it's $500, which stings, or you take it to your buddy. But you got to go there at like, Thursday at 10 p.m. at night, and you're working in his garage, getting bit up by mosquitoes, and it's, and Lord knows I've done all of the above. That's why it's always funny to me when you're bringing that story up. In fact, 2 weeks ago, Liz and I, we're touring our builder to be's home. He's building his custom home, and beautiful home. It's like halfway through. So all the framing's done. The rough drywall is up. They got a tape and mud and all that mess, whatever. But it's like a really cool halfway point for a tour. And I'm like, Mike, how long is this thing, taking? He's like, well, mine's probably going to take about 18 months. And I'm like, dude, that's huge. Like that is because the home's so big. And he goes, no.
Right.
He goes, no, not the case at all. He goes, I'm trying to build it, save money, and just cash flow it as we go, and all this other stuff too. So when my crews get done at the other, 8 or 10 homes that they're building, he goes, the guys finish up their hours, they finish up their week, they're putting mine together, after hours or nights and week. You know what I mean? Like the extra credit. So he goes, it should only take 12, 13 months to build, but he's like, it's going to take 18 months just because I get them, 10 hours a week working on my stuff. And I'm like, oh, so it's just how it works, man. Like you got to save some money, make some money, and, just how it works. But
it's got to be done.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he gets the wrap on before spring of 23. That I'd be like, that's a hard stop. If not, you got to go to your local place.
It will be. I was talking to a fellow lawn care guy that there's a couple of guys that I communicate with, and I was texting him. I see Pat passed me the other day and honked at me, and he put some small logos on his second truck he had.
Okay.
And I texted him. I was like, "It looks good, bud." And then I was like, I got to get mine done either by the end of this year or it will be the first thing I'm doing next year.
Yep.
It will be done because especially with me wanting to go not full time, have a full time employee.
Sure.
Actually chase that employee this year or next year, and then I need to have that logo out there that way people seeing it.
Look the part. Look the part.
Exactly. I get plenty of phone calls because I did a rough estimate with another friend of mine that's getting back into lawn care. And granted, you never know with a phone call if you're going to keep them, if they're going to accept your bid.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like a rough bid, like a rough of how many phone calls I've had. If I had all of them, I did a rough price of like, I think I rough estimate of each lawn for like say $55 per cut.
Mm-hmm.
I did a rough estimate we get roughly about 30 weeks of mowing, and I have turned down just due to unable to do it due to my schedule being full, about $50,000 worth of mowing this year.
Wow.
And it's like,
sure.
when I did that number, I'm like, oh wow, that's a lot of work. So decent. That's not a ton of money, but it's a decent chunk.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's like I said, you may not get them all because like, oh, your price is too high, or I just need it for a few weeks.
Sure.
So you have plenty of those, but majority of the time, I would say 50-50. You're gonna out of the calls you get, they're gonna be for the full year.
Yep.
So
and
so it's like I was like, man, I've gotten a lot of phone calls this year, and like I said, I've probably turned down 30 to 40 yards this year minimum. Maybe more. I've lost track. Just
because you're bottlenecked on time and you're kind of tapped out as a solo guy.
Exactly. Yes. Sure. I mow on average Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I mow easily 12 to 15 a day.
Okay.
Wednesday is my considerable light day. I mow 7 to 8.
Okay.
But I'm stretched out on those days. They're bigger properties and they're farther apart.
Okay.
Where the rest of my days, I'm like Monday, I'm in one town. Tuesday, I'm in one town for half the day, and I finish up my schedule back in my hometown. Thursday, I do the same. I'm in one town, finish up in another. And then today, I don't leave the town of JC. I drive like 6 miles round trip, and that includes me going to my property where my trailer's stored at, where I'll be building my barn. We're going to go for like a Barndominium.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We're going to build it, have my shop attached to it and the house. So the plans are to start that in the spring.
That is really, really cool, man. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do you,
yeah, we got
wow.
6.5 acres is what we have.
Do you want to talk about it? You want to talk about it, or is it all preliminary? Because that's a pretty...
Yeah, I own it, so it's mine. So
yeah, I was gonna say, everybody listening in, man, they want to build a barndominium, their shop one day. So I've got some other stuff we're gonna be talking about on podcasts here coming up. We're about to pull the trigger on something ourselves. So, but dude, I want to hear what you're building, man. I'll say this really quick. I was in a wedding. Some of the guys watching the YouTube channel, you guys remember a guy I had it was one of my employees. It was one of my part-time guys. His name was Sawyer, and everybody called him that dab guy because he would dab in my videos behind the scenes. Like you couldn't, like I just set up the camera, we time lapse, we would mow, and then he would like just dab all the time. And That's when like the dab was cool, like 6-7 years ago or whatever it was.
Right.
So it was pretty funny. So he like was called the dab guy, and then we got like the Winter Soldier, and people just make up names. It's just funny how it all works with the community. Well, that dude's growing up, right? He's 26 now, and he just got married to his beautiful bride, Stephanie. This was just about 2 weeks ago. We were in the wedding, and long story short, one of the guys that I was standing up with, I was one of the groomsmen. He was just building a Barndominium, like literally 10 minutes down the road. So he's like showing me photos, and it's like 90% done. So I'm like, bro, like he's building a 40 by 60 barndo. So what do you guys build, man? I'm all ears.
So we're going to build a combo of the house and the shop together, save a little money.
Sure.
That way it's because like I kind of know the idea of the price, a shop's roughly easily going to be like 100,000, it's just a rough estimate. Like I feel like that's where we're going to start, even if it's a basic shop, just because of how price of everything.
Yep.
And then the house. And so me and the wife were talking, we're like, why don't we just do a combined one? That way we get both at the same time, because one of those things, if you do the house first, then it may be a little bit before I get the shop, because the house is going to be so expensive.
Sure.
And so we're going to do it together. I think we're going to do it roughly, I think it was 50 wide. I think it was 80 long is what we priced out.
That's pretty cool.
So we're trying to get around that 2,000 square foot for the home, is the idea. So I think we were talking about going up as well. My kids are wanting upstairs. I'm like, I don't want upstairs, but
right.
At the same time, kind of doing the Barndominium, I don't think we can get all the house in one floor with what we want, because we want at least 4 bedrooms. We want an office space. We want kitchen, all the standard stuff that she wants.
Yeah.
And but we want to have, like right now, we don't have a master bedroom. So we want that. So that's a big part of the Barndominium. We don't have it fully designed out, but that's what we're going with. The shop. So I don't need a long shop. I want to be able to pull through it though with my truck and trailer.
Okay.
So the 50 foot wide is a necessity, because I'm about 40 foot with a truck and trailer now.
Yep.
And so I want to have room to store the truck and trailer in there. It's gonna be standard, not like fully heated and aired, but at least where we can have some temperature control in there.
Sure.
It can be fairly basic, but I want to have it to where I can operate in there. A little bit of storage in there as well. Keep all the mowers. I'm wanting to be like Mitchell and start a blade sharpening business.
Sure.
So that's another plan, is when I get the shop, I can have the option to get I forgot the name of them now. But the same machines.
The Magnum-matic guys.
Yes, those. Yes, that's what I want.
They can send the compensatory. I don't know. Caleb used some fancy word on his podcast the other day. The compensatory check. My commission check to P.O. Box 930-233 Wixom, Michigan, from
exactly
Magnum-matic. I'm sure Mitchell's got a code if you guys want to buy one or whatever. Those things are like, dude, no joke, $1,500, $2,000 for some of those. Yeah. It's like it's like something you'd put at like a dealer, and
yeah, exactly.
Mitchell makes $400,000 a year with his blade grinding business or something, because he's got all of it.
He makes it look easy. I was watching his video the other day with the DeWalt. He put a video about DeWalt mowers.
Okay, yep.
He was sharpening the blades, but he cleaned them. I was like, man, I never hardly ever cleaned my blades. That'd be nice to have that.
I haven't cleaned a blade in 20 years, bro. Like, God bless Mitchell. I haven't cleaned. No, if you're listening to this show and you tell me you clean your lawnmower blades, you're a liar. You lie about other things. Like, there's no way. And then people are like, oh, I balance all my blades. I'm like, you don't balance your blades. Shut up. Like, these spindles are like ridiculously strong. Okay. Like, we're talking 7-gauge decks, and people are like, oh, balance your blades. I'm like, you've never balanced your blade in your life. Okay. So you don't even sharpen your blades. I got buddies that don't even sharpen their blades for 5 weeks. Let's get to step one before you guys start criticizing me for not cleaning up my blades and balancing them as much. I'm like, dude, you don't even sharpen your blades. People just roast me. I got this one blade sharpening clip on Facebook that's like going mega viral. It's got millions and millions and millions of views, and so it gets hundreds and hundreds of comments on Facebook. And now I got people from like India and like Pakistan and like commenting on it, just because it's around the world, and you can just tell, you can just see, like, you hit see translation, it says, don't forget to sharpen, and it's like, I'm like, how do people in India know? They don't even have grass over there, bro. Like, that's how ignorant I am. Maybe they do, but anyway, I thought
Maybe they do. I don't know.
I thought they have like saber-toothed tigers and like camels. I don't know. I don't. I'm so ridiculously incompetent worldwide. So, but I digress.
I'm out there as well sometimes.
Yeah.
So don't worry. I don't know everything that's going on.
But hey, if you get a blade grinding setup, then you can always convince the wife to spend another $50,000 on the pole barn because it'll make money. And
Exactly.
that's what Liz wants to do. She's like, if we get chickens, then we can have a little chicken egg stand, a little egg thing at the end of the driveway. And I'm like,
we're gonna have chickens. We are gonna have chickens.
I was so
That's for sure.
I was so anti chickens, bro, for the longest time. But then COVID happened, the world ended. I'm like, it'd be nice to like maybe barter if we had to. And chickens sound pretty good. I mean, and if worst case scenario, you can always eat your chickens. If you
Well, after 2 years, you technically have to.
Oh,
they only produce for 2 years.
Oh, really?
So,
oh, shoot.
Yeah, about a 2 year mark. So about 2 years, they kind of stopped producing. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's exactly true, but that's what I've heard. People that have chickens.
It's funny.
So,
I've never really thought to its conclusion. Like, what do I do with these chickens? So I was just assuming they would just lay eggs for the next 50 years. Like well, I guess chickens have a lifespan. Never considered that. Wait a minute. So, like, I got to keep replacing these stupid chickens? Godly, man. Like,
they're not expensive, at least.
No, well, the first round's not because Brittany Almond's going to send us a care package from Tractor Supply. She's convinced that she's going to be drop shipping Liz 25 of them with a little barn thing with a little red heat lamp. And I'm like, Brittany, save your money. Like, that's.
You'll be getting all the different types of chickens, so you can have the different type of eggs. And
oh yeah,
there's all kinds of them. It's pretty crazy.
They're into it, man. They're the 4-H people, They're I don't even know what that means, but they're like 4-H, and I'm like 4-H. 4-H?
Yeah, I don't even remember what 4-H means.
No,
we're gonna get roasted for that.
Yeah. Well, listen, Stanley Dirt Monkey calls me a idiot, and
yes,
and I'm sure a lot of you guys now listening in probably as well. But I was like, Stanley, what does that even mean? He called me and Keith Kalfa idiots when we went to his property, and he's like, you guys literally know nothing about outdoors and living, and I'm like, no, not really. Like, we live in apartments, and Kalfa's lives in more like, he's in Sterling Heights, Michigan. It's more, it's like subdivisions and suburbia, but it's more city, I would say, than even where I'm living. And
right,
we're definitely not, country bumpkins, but we're moving to the country. Give me 5 years. I'll be like Mitchell Gordy and have some wheat in my mouth and straw hat and, buying the baddest Kubota tractor in the land. I don't know what Mitchell just bought, but we need to get him back on and get a tractor update.
I've been trying to convince him. He was talking about his Yanmar too. He's like, what do you guys think I'm going to do with it? I commented that you're sending it to me.
Yeah, no shit.
A laughing emoji. And I don't think he is. I think he was like, he's probably thinking, yeah, this guy's was wishing really high there.
Well, I mean, Mitchell's got it going on, man.
He does.
I need to borrow 7 figures from Mitchell at 3%, and lock that down. So Mitchell, if you're listening, and Mitchell listens to the show, you can send that compensatory check to P.O. Box 930. Just make it to cash, Mitchell. Just make it straight to cash, okay? And anybody else that wants to send cash, that's it's so funny.
Send it over.
We're not too proud. We'll take a gift card.
No.
I'll take a Speedway gift card at this point, man. This shit's $5 a gallon. So.
Hey, I got property taxes coming up because of the new property I got. So
yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah,
it's not ideal. It's $1,800 for 6.5 acres.
Oh,
so, granted, that's because there's buildings there. There was that belong to family, so I'm tearing it down.
Right,
I got a lot of work ahead of me. So.
They want their money, man. That's well, the Barndominium. When do you guys have a timeline on that? Are you thinking spring? You were saying, or
we were thinking spring. Well, our original plan was this past spring, but I did not have enough winter time to get everything tore down. Like I said, my grandpa, it belonged to my grandpa. He passed away like 5 years ago, so now it's mine.
Okay,
and he spent 50 years piling stuff in.
Sure.
So it takes time to get stuff tore down.
Oh, months.
Get stuff hauled off.
Yeah.
Since October of 2020, and I mainly worked in the wintertime, I've hauled off about 30 tons of metal.
Whoa.
And I'm down to the minimum now. I got a little bit, probably maybe 2 good dump trailer loads of easy stuff, and then I got mobile home trailer frames. to haul off.
Those big I-beams or what?
Yes. Yeah. The big I-beams. I got a couple that I got to tear down, or quotations.
Yeah.
I won't tell you exactly.
No.
But they got to, there's things that got to disappear. Things got to get done. But where we want to build the house, the Barndominium, it's almost done. So that's going to be my focus when my wind slows down.
Yep.
Is I'm going to start working on getting it cleared out to where we can kind of get a rough area of where we want for the house. Then we can start getting a design kind of put together. My wife has an idea of what she wants. We just need to get it more on paper.
Sure.
And then we're going to hopefully start the process in the spring. So, cause like the rest of the property that I need to clear, if it don't have to be done to start the build, it can be, we can get the build started and then we can be working on the rest while the build's going on.
Purchase the whole ball of wax now through the end of August and receive one free LAL 2022 admission, a $197 value. When you buy the whole ball of wax, you will automatically be registered for the event. No additional steps required. Entrepreneur Academy Live is the event to take your company to new heights as you learn from industry leaders at this amazing one-day event. Act now. This free ticket offer to LAL 2022 and purchasing the whole ball of wax won't last forever. Go all in today and secure your seat for the industry's best in-person training conference in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 12th. The whole ball of wax includes all the training programs, documents, resources, and postcard designs at thelaunchpreneuracademy.com and the ticket to LAL 2022. This deal ends August 31st, so don't delay. Tickets to the event can be purchased separately from the whole ball of wax promotion.
There's this kid I watch. His videos got promoted to me. It's like 318 Create or something like that, or 308 Create on YouTube. Or something like that. And young kid, he's like an electrician, I think, by trade. And then he built like a barn door somewhere like in like the it looks like deserty kind of an area, like in Arizona, like a Montana kind of a deal.
Right.
I frankly don't know where he lives. I only watched like 4 or 5 videos, but there were some really well produced 20-minute videos. Just some young kid. He's probably 25, 26, but maybe you guys have seen these his videos. But I don't know anything about the kid, but seemed like he had a good head on his shoulders, and he was cash flowing the barn build. And it's wild. Like you can do a Barndominium for a couple $100,000, but man, you could.
Right. You
could also spend $500,000 to $700,000 on those things too. Like I've seen
easily.
Yeah, I've seen the spectrum, and once you start going up and you start getting 18-foot high, and like you said, 50 by 88 or 50 by 80s,
right.
you start getting 450, real quick, plus.
Right.
And that is really cool though. If you pull the trigger on that, I'd love to swing by and check that out one day. That'd be cool because I'm in Illinois, here and there, and that'd be really dope to see it. A final. I don't know anybody really around here building barn doors. They seem more like rural. Like once you guys get more Illinois, Indiana, with people have more land and stuff like that. So good for you, man.
Yeah.
Well,
we're kind of in the sticks in the country, so we're not fully in the country, but we're in the woods.
Sure.
So there's no doubt about that.
You'll see pole barns here, like in Michigan and Indiana, but you won't really see barn doors that much. So
right.
I'm sure there's some around, but nothing that I've really heard about in our area. But you go into Indiana and Illinois, crazy amount of pole barns, obviously, and like all the big builders are all based out of Indiana, it seems. So. That's pretty dope. We're trying to get ours going here by March or April. We'll just actually finalizing some things behind the scenes, which is actually pretty dope. So we'll drop some bombs on that later. But good for you, man. I'm excited. I love watching you guys grow. I love getting the updates. I love seeing you guys win and everything you guys are putting together. And I mean, literally, I don't care if you guys had a 5-foot concrete extra slab of space for your parking spots at your house,
right.
or you guys are building a $800,000 barn door or a $300,000 shop. Like growth is growth is growth. And I love just watching.
It is.
Yeah. I just love watching you guys, knock down dominoes and grow your life. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like it's all these little wins that start adding up, so it's, I don't care if you had a second lane to your driveway, like, and it cost you $8,000, but you paid cash. Like, good for you. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to be this, I bought a F350 Platinum diesel. Like, dude, who cares? Like, just keep growing, keep winning, man. So, well, dude, what's your plans for fall? Are you doing a quip? Are you doing LAL? I think we were spitballing back and forth on Instagram DM talking about a quip. So are you you're headed down to Louisville this fall, right?
Yes, I am. We weren't sure. We've had, like I said, it's been an interesting year for us as well. So we weren't sure what we were going to be able to do, but we are doing a quip. We're heading down Tuesday is first time we're actually going down on a Tuesday.
Okay.
We're going to go to Mitchell's meetup at Merle. I think it's Merle's Whiskey Kitchen, I believe.
Yeah. Are you getting?
I think I said that correctly.
No, you're getting paid an appearance fee too, right? Because that's how that works.
I wish. I hope so. I think he's going to do it when I show up. So I believe he convinced me to show up. So I believe I'm getting that appearance fee. So.
Mitchell said he said he's like, hey man, I'll pay you $500 if you come show up. But I said, Mitchell, my appearance fee is $1,500. So I gave him the Brian's Law Maintenance pretentious douchebag discount, and I'm just having fun, guys. It was $350. So
told me $250. What are you talking about,
dude? If I don't know why I talk about Mitchell this whole time. If Mitchell, because I get his Instagram's photos always pop up because when you follow somebody and you watch their stuff, you get more of it. So
right.
I watch Mitchell's stuff all the time, and because he's got a bunch of cool stuff going on. So every time I open up my dang Instagram, every third post is Mitchell Gordy, and now that I'm saying it out loud, Instagram's like, let's give him even more. Listen, bring my wife up once in a while. Bring her Instagram feed up, okay? All I get is dudes, So, but
I hate how they rotate out people like that. You only get certain accounts and stuff. I hate that.
Oh, dude, I get it all the time. People say dude, your feed doesn't even show up, and then Stanley Dirt Monkeys doesn't even show up on mine. I mean, he probably blocked me by now, but at the same I've told one too many Stanley Dirt Monkey stories in person to a bunch of you guys, and I really enjoy telling stories, and man, I've got so many funny stories from behind the scenes with Stan, and so I don't know, maybe Stan blocked me, but probably not, but never know. But Mitchell pops up all the time. But yeah, his thing's going on Tuesday night. Liz and I most likely will be there. Because I think, is it his thing and then the fireworks, or the fireworks and his thing? I don't know.
I think he's got it set up to where his thing ends before the fireworks.
Okay.
I think I've seen him make a comment. I think it's like 5 to 8, I believe.
Oh, perfect.
And then he goes, we can walk and go watch fireworks. So
that's probably what I'm going to do. Because we got baby in tow, so we'll see what works.
Right.
But I know I want to stop by, at least say hey, because I always enjoy supporting other people's things and what they got going. And it's a ton of effort. I mean, even if whether he's renting out the place, I don't know. I think last time they rented out half of it. But what I always say, some people treat a crumb like a feast, and other people treat a feast like a crumb, and people just blow stuff off, and it's dude, support your friends, support the community, support people that are sticking their neck out there, Exactly. And I feel dude, we're doing LAL in November, we're spending a lot of money to put this on, and then people are 3.5 hour drive that's just a little out of my window, and I'm like. Oh, yeah. I'm oh man, that's tough considering nobody else is putting on a conference within 100 hours of where you live. But sorry that we didn't put it right in your backyard. You got to go chase that down. But Louisville's a center place, and Mitchell's doing this thing, so I'm yeah, dude, I'm gonna come. Like I said, for $350, you get me for an hour, dude. So
yeah, and I hate to miss LAL this year too.
Yeah,
that's the thing is I hate to miss it. And so
well, that's all good.
And it's because it is a phenomenal event, and I've only been once. And
yeah,
so anyone listening, if you are on the edge, you can't decide, should I go, should I not go?
Mm-hmm.
Just go. Don't question it. Make it happen. I wish I could. Finances are an issue. We've got some things that have happened this year, and then we've got we got our first big family vacation roughly within a few weeks of LAL. So it's
sure,
we had to make a decision. And so it's it kills me because I know this year you're getting more into the meat and potatoes with the guests you have. I'd love to hear Nick speak. It's oh man, I hate to know I'm not going to hear Nick speak this year.
All good, bro. I appreciate the kind words. It's all good. If you guys don't go, we're still friends, okay? I always tell people do what makes sense for you, your family. I always tell people don't blow all your money at a quip. If Equip is fun, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a riot. If you guys haven't got your ticket, don't procrastinate. Get it now. Just because the registration does go up to $40, then I think sometime first week of October, it's $80. they don't make any money on the registrations, just so you guys know. I mean, I guess they make their $10, but it's like,
Right.
If you guys think out loud, like they're renting a booth to, Wright Manufacturing for $125,000. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure all the 20,000 people, if they all paid $10, what is that? Like, I don't know if it's 200 grand or 200 grand or 2 million. It's just, they're going to sell 5 booths to make the same amount of money. Okay. And there's 700 booths or, probably, or whatever's there. So, but the point is don't pay $80 to go to a trade show. Okay. Like that's just nonsensical. And as business owners, a lot of us come from employees situations, and we become business owners. There's habits you have to change. And one is procrastination. I just made an Instagram post the other day. I said, don't procrastinate. Don't be the guy that's like, man, I'm going to get my ticket in 3 weeks, or I'll get it the day before the early bird or the whatever, thing happens. Like people learn this year, not to get on a whole rant, but they learned this year, like, oh, I'm just going to go buy a new mower in April or May from when the season starts. And that don't work. That did not work this year. I mean, I know people that bought a different brand from a different dealer 30, 40 minutes away from their home dealer, whole different brand, whole new platform. They're like, dude, I'm not familiar with this, because they didn't put an order in November, December, January. Like we had Ed Wright on the show last year saying, nope, think 4 months ahead. Now, if finances didn't line up and all this other stuff, like I'm realistic. I get it. So I'm not trying to like beat anybody up. But if you're needing a truck, you have to start thinking 6 months out. And so as business owners,
right,
we got to stop procrastinating. It's a disease that spreads, and because it affects not only your business, then it affects your health. Like, hey, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna start working out next week. It's like, no, dude, like go run a mile today. So anyway, but
it's just like the saying that I've heard a lot on podcasting. I've heard it from you as well. And I've heard it from Julio Tomei as well.
Yeah.
They talk about when's the best time to plant an oak tree? Yesterday or 20 years ago.
Yep.
But when's the second best time? Now.
Amen.
It's
Amen.
One of those things. Yes, there's always a better time, but don't keep pushing it off.
Yep.
I ordered a truck and a mower this year. I ordered the mowers because I knew they wouldn't have it in stock.
Sure.
And it took longer for me to get the mower than it did the truck.
Wow.
I ordered the mower. I put in the order in February for the mower, and it came in around Mayish, early May, or about mid-May, late May. I got it before together the trades.
Okay.
And but then the truck, which was a blessing, the Lord had to be involved with this one because I ordered it. The order went in February 3rd, February 14th, somewhere around in there is when it was officially placed. I picked up the truck. It was January 14th. I picked up the truck March 3rd and drove it off the lot.
Well,
I couldn't believe it.
That's actually that's not the worst story I've heard. Mine took just literally exactly 6 months.
Yeah.
So that's, by the way, Liz and I, when we were pregnant, we had ordered a utility trailer, that other short track trailer that I have. It's an awesome trailer. It took 8.5 months to get here. And I was joking with my wife. I said, we can concept and like bore life, a life form. We can knit together in the womb, a life form faster than they can weld together a trailer. I'm like, this is just, and no dig on Church Track. They're all running the same lead times. But
right.
I was just like, yeah, you gotta plan ahead, man. Well, let's go back to Equip. I got about another about 5 minutes here, and then I got another call coming up. But talk to me really quick about Equip, because everybody's pumping their promo code. We're trying to get everybody registered. It's an all hands on deck. I think the early bird, like I said, is going to end in a week. So like, don't wait 6 days from now, guys. Like, hit pause in the podcast, click the link in the description, blah, blah, blah. Use somebody's code, register for the event. I think everybody's got a code, which is awesome. Support your favorite boy band. Okay. Pick your person. I don't care. Just go. And so, Tuesday we just talked about that with Mitchell Sings, which is going to be cool. And you don't have to go through a whole schedule, but what, you guys are going for the whole week though. And maybe, do a little plug for me here for Equip. What is this whole thing? If somebody's never heard about it and it's 2 months out and like, dude, I just got in the industry. Should I go? Should I not go? What's your thoughts?
Well, definitely go. First year I went was 2019.
Okay.
And it was amazing. I was thunderstruck for one when I got there.
Yeah.
I I think I registered a little late. I got the discount price, but as far as getting hotels, you're waiting this late. Even if you're waiting this late now to get the early bird pricing, hotels are going to be. You may not get blessed with the ones close to the Equip Expo.
Sure.
So like that was my main concern. Like I had the tickets purchased. So I was like, I kept telling my wife, we got to get the hotel reserved. We got to get the hotel. Finally, we sat down and got it done. And we're close to the expo. Because you get too far out, you get them questionable. In 2019, we stayed in a hotel that was, it wasn't the Red Roof Inn like Paul talks about, but like the bed was not comfortable. There was a drunk dude registering when we registered in. This is an afternoon. We're checking in, and he's drunk, and he's checking in. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
But like as far as the Equip itself, it's phenomenal. The first year you go, you're overwhelmed. You don't know where should I go here? Should I go there? Because if you walk in, it's just this. I forget how many acres is under roof, but it's just huge. Like,
yeah.
Can't see the back because of all the booths, the signs, the millions of dollars that are spent to put the thing together is just insane.
Yep.
And
I agree.
They've changed the times a little bit, like Wednesdays earlier, which I'm excited about. We can get in earlier than what we used to in the past. I think it's 12 this year. And so it's like, and if you can't come for the whole time, my recommendation is come for at least Thursday.
Yep.
That's when the most people are there. When the most of everything is going on, because you got Influencer Live in the morning. You got that at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have something going on in the afternoon around 2, don't you?
Yeah.
Well,
that's actually my next call with Evan. He's one of the guys that works with Equip, works at Equip. We have a thing called Energize. It's a new event that we're doing 2:00 on Thursday. That is with myself, Mike Andes, B&B Lawn Care. And then somebody was just saying maybe Corey, but I don't know if Corey's helping with that too. I don't even know. Like, so I have a conference call in 20 minutes for this one. Ironically enough, that's who my next call is. So I got to catch up with my friend Evan, but that's going to be talking about sales, marketing, social media, how to get customers, how to grow. I'm really, really excited about that because, and not to, over talk you, but the B&B is incredible with creating social media and whether you're looking to like be an influencer or you're looking to just grow your company and get the phone to ring, which is, to me, I'm trying to always do both. I mean, I am literally growing my company more than I ever have these last 12 months. We're implementing all these different actions and activities, but B&B is going to be talking about growing social media. Mike Andes is great at talking about the customer experience and how to acquire customers. He's a really intelligent dude, as a lot of you guys know. We've had him on the show. I'm there to just beautify the place and make it all look pretty. Just kidding. It's never a dull.
Pretty boy.
It's never a dull moment, I hope to say something that adds value. We'll find out. And then Paul Jameson's going to be emceeing as well, which is really cool. So that's 2 p.m. That's like prime time. I'm not doing an 8 a.m. morning thing. So I was like, Evan's like, hey, what do you want to tag team with all that? I'm like, yeah, give me an afternoon slot. Like I don't even wake up till about 2:00 in the afternoon. Like
I'll be awake at that point.
Yeah, dude, for real. I am not I get up in the morning. I start crushing stuff and emailing, but I'm like, dude, anything that requires thought and like intentionality, you got to book me about 2, 3, 4 p.m. And really, I'm like, Evan, give me something about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm your guy. I'm a night owl, and but
I am too. That's my issue.
Yeah,
I'm a night owl.
Unfortunately, the whole place shuts down, like you said, at 5, 6 o'clock daily. So,
exactly.
But Thursday, I agree. Thursday's the day that's a riot. So if you only come for one day, if you will, and there's a lot of people that do. I get it. Not everybody's taking the whole week off.
Right.
But come down for a Wednesday, Thursday. I think
exactly.
I think Wednesdays 9 to noon is like media. That's a little bit more private. Like it's hard to get into that. Noon to 4 or 5 or whatever is I think Wednesday, and
they're opening the demo as well on Wednesday, the outdoor demo area.
Oh wow! Okay.
First, they've never done that before.
Yeah.
So that now you get Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the outdoor demo.
Wow.
And so that's even a huge blessing, or you see a bigger deal there because of that.
Well, especially if you only come for a Wednesday, Thursday,
Exactly. Because Thursdays are hectic. They're the most busiest. but it's the most chance to get a lot done in one day. You got the rally at the end of the, I think they call it the YouTube rally now. We got that at Thursday evening.
Yep.
So you got a busy Thursday, but Wednesday, Thursday is definitely the day for sure because you get the most there.
Yep.
And
thanks.
And
I was just going to say, thanks for bringing up the outdoor demo. I didn't even realize that on Wednesday, but that is really, really cool because then you can at least get outside, and it is tough to get outside because there's so much to do inside, you know, and
there is.
It like literally this thing could be 2 weeks long, you know, and it's just, you know, we're jamming it all in 72 hours, you know.
Exactly. Like when I first 2019, when I came, my goal was look at equipment. I communicated with people here and there. You know, I met Mitchell for the first time. I met Richie Plemons with Plemons Landscape. He ain't in the YouTube game too much, but I know he still mows and stuff. I see him every once in a while pop up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I was more into the equipment. So we had to skip 2020, and then 2021 when they came back with it. I didn't do much with equipment. I was talking to everybody.
Sure.
You know, I was trying to meet as many people as I could, help out. You know, I helped Paul out a little bit at GIE last year, which is now equipped.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I was talking more than anything. I'd find myself 10 minutes, 15 minutes here talking at this booth because I ran into somebody.
Yep.
You know, I was talking to.
Well, let me interject really quick because Wednesday, I think 2:00, I'm doing an Xmark booth takeover. So because they're doing all the media and like all the, like you said, they're opening up the show on Wednesday.
Right.
There's just Thursday is so busy. We would do a booth takeover. I did a couple years by myself. Then last year, Paul and I kind of tag team because he was launching a couple books. I'm like, Paul, come hang out. Let's do a little book giveaway. All this mess. So we did the Xmark booth takeover, and guys, like as humbly as possible, I'm just saying, like there was 200-300 people in the booth. It was ridiculous.
You went longer than your scheduled time.
Well,
I was sitting off to the side watching it.
Oh yeah, you were there.
Like
I remember
you were like 30 minutes. Like it was supposed to be like an hour. I remember, and I was like, man, this line is like not ending. It was like an hour and a half before you were done.
It was
greeting
wild.
People.
Well, I remember you were like the last guy to leave because you and I like turned around. I just was like. I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, dude, how many people was that? And it wasn't like me. They were all there to see Paul. I was just holding his camera, but it was it was a lot of fun. But and so there's already plenty of traffic, I guess, that you could say on Thursday. So yeah. I think Xmark's like, hey, you know, having 400 people in the booth is fun and it's cool, but let's move this to Wednesday because Thursday is already like the busy, like you said, just attendance for the show, I would imagine goes up 20-30% on the Thursday.
Oh, easily. Easily.
Yeah, easily. So I think we're going to do the meet and greet on Wednesday at 2 at the Xmark booth. If you guys want to, I have so many people like wives reaching out like, hey, my boyfriend or my husband would love to meet you. Like, where can we meet you? I'm like, please do it at a booth takeover. That would be the easiest way because the show is so big and people like, can I text you or email and find out where you're at? I'm like, unfortunately, it's just there's so much going on, guys. It's hard to say, but without sounding like a jerk, I'm like, hey, come to the takeovers, come to the events, meet me before or after, because then you know I'm there and vice versa. And I want to meet you guys there, but to just be like, hey, like, where are you going to be at 3:00 on Thursday? I have no idea. Like, it's just it's
time
like,
flies. You lose track. I go to these meetups Brian does just to, hey, I can guarantee I can say hi, I can chat with him for a second.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have to go to these meetups because I communicate with you very, regularly.
Yeah.
But it's like, I go just to be like, I guarantee that I can find Brian here at this point, at this time, because the place is so huge. Every once in a while you might catch him. You know, every once in a while I've seen you in passing, but like a lot of times you don't see nobody, you know, because it's just so big. There's so many people. You lose track of, you know, hey, where's so-and-so? Like last year I seen you out in the demo area. I was going to catch you, but you were like so far ahead of me. I was like, he's gone. I could tell you're on a mission. And it was like, what in the world? I can't keep up.
and dude, I'm the same way. Like I want to see Stan, you know, like Stan's an awesome dude. Like I give him shit all the time, but Stan's he's an awesome dude. Like, and he's like, Brian, what's up? How's Liz? I'm like, dude, like, I freaking watched all your videos, bro. Like I told you it's turned into like a groupie kind sometimes, but I really do. I like meeting, and then out of nowhere, Kayla and Brittany Allman walk by, and they're headed to like, you know, Unilock or something, right? And they're just normal people, but they've made such an impact on your life. And Liz and I talked to the Allmans literally every day. We're in a group chat. We talk every day. And
That's awesome.
but when I see him in person, I'm like, hey, I know you guys, like we're friends. And it's like, but the cool thing about meetups, by the way, and not just like the one that I do but it's the ones that other people do too. But when you do them, it is really cool because other, I'll say influencer, but I hate using that word, as you guys know, but it is one of those things where 4 or 5 other influencers always come hang out because we're all hanging out. Yeah. So if you want to meet like Toro might have a booth takeover, and then you'll see like the Almonds are there, and then Christian from CNI, and then Liz and I will be there, and then maybe Sean Spencer will be there. Like that's a cool time because then you can meet the 4 or 5 people that maybe you want to check off and meet the one time because you watch all their videos on YouTube. You know,
exactly.
There's 300 people there, but then there's 4 or 5 other, the Chance Daily Hustles and whatever. So the takeovers, or even like the Mitchell Gordy thing on Tuesday night, or the influencer YouTube rally thing on Thursday night, like that's where all these kind of people will be. Kevin Hansen, Lawn Care Juggernaut, and blah blah blah. You name one, you got to name them all. But
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, all these personalities and the celebrities and the divas and the whatever everybody's wants to designate themselves as. That's where they're all going to be. So
exactly.
it is a really really cool time. Let me double check. I got 2 minutes, brother, and I got to wrap up. So we'll do we'll do some quick parting thoughts. So Equip, if you guys didn't register, promo code Brian saves you guys 50%. By the way, if you missed the early bird because you're still trying to figure it out, don't sweat it. It goes from $20 to $40, so it's still reasonable. And you can always register after September 9th. But if you're going or you're thinking about going, just register now. Get rid of that procrastination habit. I always appreciate, like when we dropped LAL this year, and we'll talk more about that through September. But when we dropped that, we had 60 people buy their ticket the first 48 hours. Like, wow. I can't tell you guys how much. Yeah, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate that, because it helps us start cash flowing this thing and paying vendors and paying for deposits. And we're doing this thing on a shoestring budget. We're not made of money. And so it's also nice to see the impact. Like, okay, 2021, we pre-sold 45 tickets the first 48 hours. Now we're at 65 tickets. Okay, this thing looks like it's growing by 15 to 20%. Like it helps us to start projecting. So we really do appreciate when somebody drops a ticket. If you're one of those people that are like in the first 24, 48 hours, like, dude, I just want to like hug you and chest bump because it means a lot to like we stick our neck out there and we hope people come. We hope people show up. And I'm not going to beg you to come, but at the same point, like it is so cool to see. I think Max Landscaping bought his ticket within like the first 24 hours, and Cedric with Steel Cuts and all these different dudes out there that I mentioned. Like, by the way, like, isn't it interesting? Those are the people that are growing and kicking ass. Like
right.
You see you see the correlation. They're not procrastinating. So I don't know. That's just been something on my mind lately. But Aaron, so we'll see you there at Equip. It's going to be a good time. Any last minute things you want to leave the folks? But I appreciate you kicking with it. Gosh, it's almost been an hour, which is wild, man. So thanks for your time this morning.
Quite the conversation. I told you we were trying to line up a time. I was like, we might want to give us. I originally had given you a different time. I was like, let's go ahead and do this just in case time carries over.
I appreciate that. Yep.
We got to be able to work with time. I know how I like to talk. I know you like to talk, so I was like, I got to give myself some wiggle room. Yep. And especially with us being familiar with each other, so it's like if it a new, we hadn't talked yet, it'd be a little different. But
right.
So it's
well, and this is what happens when you go to Equip or LAL. You just start talking with your friends, and you're 20 minutes in. You're like, dude, I need to go like move. We need to move about, And
exactly.
But Aaron, let me ask you this. Okay, so like. You've been to Together in the Trades, you've been to LAL, you've been to Equip. Like, has any of them ever been, this sounds like kind of a weird question, but have any of them ever been bad or awful, or you're like, that wasn't worth my money?
Oh, all the Brian's events, they're just horrible. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
We're trying.
No, they have been absolutely phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I love Equip. I love because I can meet a ton of people. There's a wide variety, and there's also the equipment. But like the LAL and the Together in the Trades, I love it because it's more of a small knit group. LAL is 300 to 400 people, but it's still smaller, and you learn so much knowledge there. And do I retain all of it? No, because that's my fault.
Sure.
My brain don't work that well. I can't, it's like feeding from a water hose. That's why I think Caleb's mentioned it. When you're at an event like this, take 2 or 3 things.
Yeah.
And focus on those. Don't take it all.
Yep.
You can't do everything all at once. But LEL is phenomenal. Together in the Trades, this is our first year going. It's around our anniversary, or this year it was. So it kind of made an anniversary trip, but it was just awesome to learn, see other couples there willing to work on their marriage. And maybe your marriage is phenomenal, but it's also, hey, this is how I do this in the business. And maybe your spouse is not fully involved in the business. They're there, but they're not there. They don't help you with anything.
Right.
My wife does a little bit of the paperwork. I still take checks, and so on Mondays she writes everything down and runs everything in the bank.
Yep.
But that's basically all she does. So like her just kind of seeing how the business operates, how can she help in this? How can I make sure I let her know this? The communication that comes from Together in the Trades is phenomenal.
Yep.
And it has been, I make the effort every year. I for anything. Granted, I know I'm not going to LAL this year, but it's like I make the effort to go to these events because I know I'm going to learn at them, whether it's something small, whether it's just a confirmation of something else. You're always learning. And so I'm looking forward to Together in the Trades next year. And I know you guys have narrowed it down to 2 locations, and the group that's more private, you've posted. And so I'm looking forward to see which one's chosen, because I'm excited for both.
I'll leave a tease. We're 99% sure, because Brittany and Liz were just talking. We were on a conference call just the other day, and I don't want to make it public yet, but it's 99% sure we're going west. We're going to Big Sky.
Yes.
So it's we're going to the mountains, bro. So it's going to be, that's what everybody was deciding. Everybody had told us. So, we did a poll. So it's
there was a big.
It's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be like a retreat, and tons of fun stuff. But I got to lock it down, man. That's what we got. So appreciate you jumping out. Where can people find you? And we'll lock it down.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me on again. And you can find me on Instagram at Aaron's_lawn care. The white and green logo. Same on Facebook if you want to find me. It's more for the client themselves, but if you want to follow it there, I'd be more than happy. Cool. But my main thing is Instagram, so that's where I make a lot of my posts.
Okay, cool deal. I appreciate that, man. Good deal. I'll guys, give Aaron a follow and check him out. We always appreciate you guys supporting people that are on the show, and shoot him a DM and give him a follow. It's always a good time. So, and then also we'll be down in Equip. We'll see you guys there. Don't forget to register, and appreciate Aaron saying a bunch of kind words. I feel like I owe him a 20 spot after this. So it's what we do. We don't get the haters on the show, Aaron.
Exactly.
We get
get the ones that raise it.
That's right. We get all the people that are showing love, So
absolutely,
I should do some exit interviews with people that don't come back. Right, that'd be a fun podcast. So, never. I mean, everybody's got something to say, I'm sure, and an opinion. But all right,
I'm sure.
Well, guys, we'll button this up and appreciate you again, Aaron, for jumping on. And guys, we'll look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next one.
Who says you can't have it all and even a little more? All month long, Brian is throwing in a free ticket to Launchpreneur Academy Live when you buy the whole ball of wax at launchpreneuracademy.com. Now, the whole ball of wax is all the training programs, documents, resources, postcard designs, and future content that will be made available at the website. If you've never been to launchpreneuracademy.com, stop the podcast. Check it out right now. The savings of buying it all in this one package is truly remarkable. Plus, you receive one free Launchpreneur Academy Live 2022 admission for the November 12th event in Novi, Michigan. This deal ends August 31st. And yes, tickets to the event can be purchased separately from the whole ball of wax promotion.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.